Hey there, Wyoming. This is Christian Enever with Hammontree Real Estate. I'm sitting down with Lowrey from Fairway Mortgage, and we're going to give you some useful market updates today. So I remember showing houses when interest rates were in the 2 and 3%, masked up, wearing PPE, lines around the block. People with, WCDA, FHA kind of loan products didn't have a chance of getting those houses bought.
Yep.
And now we're in a buyer's market.
Agreed.
And we've got, it seems like buyers are nowhere to be found, and kind of want to unpack that a little bit and discuss opportunities for buyers.
Back when you talk about even first-time home buyers, WCDA, although the rates were 2s and 3s and everything, like, hey, I can afford it. You can if you can get your offer accepted.
Right.
And that was probably the hardest thing for agents or even clients back then, getting fatigue, because they would make a lot of offers and not go anywhere.
My perspective and sort of data on a Laramie level is houses are as inexpensive right now as they will ever be. If you choose to enter the marketplace right now as a buyer, even with rates in the in the mid 6s, you're going to have lots of different houses to look at, different opportunities. Not get laughed out of the door with below asking price offers, things like that.
Seller credits.
Yep, seller credits. Yeah. What are you seeing in terms of seller credits right now?
I think that when it's a buyer's market, you have a more likelihood of getting seller credits. Some people are against it, some people are for it. Like, if I'm a seller and I have a certain net number I'm trying to hit, I don't care. Like, if the person needs some seller credits and doesn't come down on price, then I'm going to negotiate that all day long.
Because your bottom line is the same whether you're talking about a full price offer or maybe even up to $10,000 in credit.
Yeah, I mean, because if it's a $500,000 house and I don't really want to give up more than $490,000, someone can offer me $490,000 or offer me $500,000 with 10.
Right.
As a seller,
right,
I don't really care, because that's the same net number for me. But as a buyer, I mean, there's not only down payment, but there's closing costs to consider. And we're in a position right now where maybe people can afford it and are comfortable with the monthly payment, but they don't necessarily have all the cash to get it. So I think those seller credits can go a long way.
Right. I am kind of the opinion that when we're in this kind of a market, it's a great time to go out and seek those deals, find those properties that you can make work, and get yourselves pre-qualified and into a market where you have some leverage. There are a lot of sellers in the marketplace right now that would love to see FHA offers, right? Would love to see anything come across their table.
Yeah, and especially like FHA offers for a first-time home buyer who is non-contingent.
Right.
I feel like that has some power behind it, because I mean, if you have an offer that's contingent, well, what's their house like? Where is it listed? Who's it listed with? Like, there's so many variables that go in with it, where the first-time home buyers now, although the rate with first-time home buyer programs might start with a 6, you still have a lot of power, in my opinion, for being non-contingent. To take that offer.
You are renting right now and you're holding out of the marketplace because of interest rates. I think you are doing yourself a huge disservice. You are paying, essentially 100% interest to, an investor, whereas you can jump into the market right now, have lots of different houses to look at, have some leverage, even with some of these more challenging, what can be, considered more challenging loan products. And
yeah, a lot of great opportunities, especially when you talk about the home prices in Laramie. Typically, they go up year over year. So even if rates come down and the prices go up, your payment's probably going to be the same. So if you track the math on that, it's not just the mentality of, hey, rates are lower, I can afford it. Houses are more expensive, so it's the same payment. But if you start the loan and your ownership today, you're starting to build that equity, and you're no longer paying your landlord, making their investment.
Sort of talk about empirical data here, looking at the past, right? I've heard murmurs from people that are like, are we in a 2008 housing market type crash, right? And Laramie did not see a huge nosedive even in 2008, which was spurred on by, terrible lending practices, essentially, right?
It was a good plateau, if anything. So I don't know if you lost any money. You only lost if you sold, really. But the lending practices have changed. But history and data show us that it's a very safe place to invest and to buy a home.
Thanks for following along, and I hope that you found some of this market information useful. If I can provide you any more details, please reach out, slide into my DMs. Lee, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Yeah, I would say personal cell phone is always the way to go. If you find us on Facebook, Instagram, follow for more content. We're here to help you guys out and give you all the information that you need to purchase your next investment, purchase your next home, if it's a first or an upgrade. So more stuff is coming. Please follow us.
Sounds great. Thanks, Lee.
Yeah.